Welcome, my name is Chris Butler. I'm a multiply published tarot author and illustrator, and over the course of these next 32 video lessons I want to enable you to become a fluent tarot reader. So, if you found these videos, why are you here? What are your expectations? Maybe like me, you discovered the tarot through watching a film or you saw it on TV. For me personally, at the tender age of 13, I'm now 53, I discovered the tarot through watching the James Bond film Live and Let Die. The images on the cards absolutely fascinated me, and that fascination has never left me. I find them as fresh and intriguing now as I did back then. Maybe alternately somebody else has read your cards for you and you benefited from that experience, you were fascinated by that experience, but now you want to read the cards for yourself. Hopefully these lessons are for you. So let's deal with some practicalities. What are you going to need to go on this journey with me? Now, first and foremost, the one essential for this course, you need a tarot deck. The deck that I will be using primarily as the centre of this course is the Rider-Waite Tarot. This has become probably the standard modern tarot deck. Most modern tarot decks are based on this pattern. It was created in 1909 by Arthur Edward Waite and Pamela Colman Smith, and it is the classic. As you can see from here, these cards are very big. Now, this is the deck I'll actually be using to demonstrate, mainly because big is beautiful and they're easy to see on camera. This is actually the giant Rider-Waite, the giant edition of the deck. So, you know, most of you will find that too big. What I recommend, there are lots of different editions of this deck out there. The one I would recommend you to buy is this. This is the standard size Smith-Waite Tarot deck. This, in my mind, is the clearest and most accurate edition of this deck that's out there. The great thing about this is it comes in several different sizes. You can also, if you want a playing card size edition, you can also get this deck smaller and in a tin. So that's the main deck that I'm going to be using. There are lots of decks out there that are based on the Waite-Smith or draw their inspiration very heavily from the Waite-Smith. Now, a lot of those will be suitable as well. I've got two here that I can also recommend, which will be useful for following this course. This is the Charman Caselli Tarot. That's published by Edison Editions. The Smith-Waite, incidentally, is published by US Games. You'll find all of these decks on Amazon or a variety of other online outlets obviously if you can't get to the shops. The Charman Caselli Tarot, it's heavily based on the Rider-Waite-Smith, but also draws on some of the older tarot decks as well. I'll be using a variety of different tarot decks, some modern, some ancient, so this draws on a range of those as well, which makes it especially suitable for this course. Another deck that you might want to work with is this one. This is published by Lo Scarabeo. This is the Universal Tarot. Again, it's very heavily influenced by the Waite-Smith. So if I'm using these cards while I'm demonstrating, if you have this deck in your hands, you'll see a lot of similarities and you'll be able to, you'll be able to relate to what I'm talking about. So that's the key important thing to have, is your deck. A couple of other things that I would recommend. First and foremost, obviously you're going to be you're going to be sat at a table while you're reading. I recommend that table is covered. It's fine if you've put a tablecloth down and you're happy to read like that. That protects the cards, and also it's a practical thing. It stops the cards from slipping around the table while you're doing the reading. I personally like to have a special reading cloth to lay my cards down on, even if I have a tablecloth down. This is my preferred reading cloth. This again is one that's manufactured by Lo Scarabeo. You can pick these up very easily. If you go onto Amazon and actually just type in tarot cloth in the search box, you'll come up with a wide variety of these. As I say, this is a Lo Scarabeo one. I prefer a red surface to read on, and I do like this sun design. You'll see this while I'm working in the lessons. I will have this table covered by this. To me, it actually sets what I call a sacred space for my reading, and also it's a visual focus for the reading as well. So not totally essential, but if you're serious about reading tarot in the long term, I would invest in one of these alongside your cards. The other thing is a more practical recommendation, obviously storing your cards. Now, you can indeed just keep them in the box that you bought them in, if that's what you want to do. I prefer something a little bit more ceremonial and also something practical. So what I would recommend is, again, if you go on Amazon and just type in tarot bag into the search box, you'll come up with a variety of these. This again is another Lo Scarabeo bag. This is the one that I house my Smithwaite deck in. As you can see, it's red velvet. It has a protection symbol on. There is a huge range of these bags out there. Most of them are designed to fit a standard size deck like this. It keeps your cards safe and actually looks very beautiful. It also, for me, reinforces that these are a very special tool that should be treated with respect. So again, if you're serious in the long term, buy your cards, buy a reading cloth, and also something that's visually appealing and practical to store them in. To go one step further, it's also a tradition to store your cards in a wooden box. This is the one that I have for my Waitesmith deck. You can see it's, again, these are very easy to get hold of. This is a traditional Indian wooden box. The only thing that I would say is if you're buying one of these, check that it's actually fabric lined. Now, there's a very good reason for this. A lot of these boxes tend to be stained with henna dyes, and if they're not fabric lined, the henna can actually seep into your cards and discolour them. So look for one. This has like a sort of purple velour lining in it, perfectly adequate. So that's what you're going to need for this course. Ooh, what else can I say? We need to talk about the tarot deck itself. What is a tarot deck? Well, there you have it. A tarot deck is a deck of 78 pictorial and symbolic cards that's used for divination. There are resemblances to a standard playing card deck in that your tarot deck has 4 suits, just as a playing card deck would, and those suits have a series of court cards. Where this differs is, and what sets it apart, is this deck has an additional 22 cards. These are the cards that you will probably recognise the tarot by. They're all mythical archetypal figures. The High Priestess, the Empress, the Emperor, the Wheel of Fortune, the Lovers, the Chariot, the Sun, the Moon, the Stars. If you've seen tarot on TV, this is probably what you've seen. And of course the infamous Death card, which we'll explain and is not as hideous as it sounds. Divination. I prefer to use the term divination instead of fortune telling. That crystallises what I think the tarot does and doesn't do. Will the tarot accurately foretell your future? No, I don't believe it does. Will the tarot predict a number of possible futures that will help to inform and guide you? Yes, very much. Does the tarot reflect back our present circumstances and help us to understand them better? Very much so. Does the tarot reflect back ourselves and help us to view ourselves and know ourselves better? Yes, very much. Those to me are far more exciting things than actually accurately predicting the future. Sometimes I don't think it's good that we fully know the future, but it is good that we can understand possible futures and be prepared and get a glimpse of what could come our way, both for ourselves and for others. So there you have it. I hope you'll stick with me. This is quite a long course. It consists of 32 videos. Now, those videos range anything from 25 minutes through to 40 minutes. What I suggest is go through these at your own pace, even if it means splitting those videos down and watching part of them, only part of it in one sitting. That's fine. There is no stop clock on this course. Take it and follow it as suits you. A lot of the time within this course is devoted to the actual cards themselves. I will be covering anything between 2 and 5 cards per lesson in the main body of the course. And then the final part of the course will basically be dealing with reading techniques and how to use the cards for meditation and for self-reflection. So follow it at your own speed. I hope you can be patient with me. Do be kind to my mistakes. This actually hasn't been scripted. I'm filming this course during the COVID-19 lockdown, and it's something that I've wanted to do for ages. Lockdown has actually given me the time and space to do this. I decided not to script it. I thought the best way for me to present what I can share with you is to just take the cards and give my own personal reflections in a spontaneous way. That means that this course will not be exhaustive. It's by no means complete. Take what I say, take it or leave it. Take what speaks to you, and hopefully what I can give that will speak to you will give you a springboard for your own explorations. I hope this helps, and I hope you enjoy going on this journey with me. I'll certainly look forward to having the company as I go. So we've talked about the tarot deck. We've talked about what I hope I can give you and what you can get from this course. We've talked about the deck that I'm going to be using primarily. I have mentioned I'll also be referring to quite a wide range of different tarot decks, ancient and modern. The reason for that will become clear, I hope, in the next instalment, where I'm going to give you a whistle-stop tour of tarot history. So hopefully by the time we've done that, do bear with me through this. It may not seem important at the moment, but as we progress through the future lessons, you'll see why that little whistle-stop tour is of key importance. So do join me for the next video, and I look forward to seeing you.